The pick is in.
The Tennessee Titans have made a selection in the 2024 NFL Draft alongside Locked On College Football host Spencer McLaughlin. I am Tanisha Batiste, and we are joined by Tyler Rowland of Locked On Titans to break down the Titans selecting T'Vondre Sweat with the 38th pick. So, Tyler, the Titans went with a little protection for Will Levis in that first round. What do you think about Tennessee going to get a guy in Sweat who may try to break through against the protection of opposing QBs in this second round?
Well, I know a lot of Tennessee Titans fans aren't going to like to hear it because it's draft time, it's optimism, it's hope, but I could not hate this pick anymore. I mean, I have a laundry list of reasons. Number one, T'Vondre Sweat is a character concern. He has been known as a party animal off the field. He was known as a class clown who had immaturity concerns. And then 3 weeks before the biggest day of his life, he gets a DUI. And look, I'm not going to be a person who acts like I'm a perfect angel. I've made my own mistakes, as we all have throughout the course of our lives. But to make that big of a mistake with that much little time left to go before you change your family's life, it just shows an absolute disrespect for the process and for where he's at in his life. That's just the off the field stuff that you have to be incredibly concerned about. You look on the field, he's a guy who played at 380 pounds during the season and has a big time problem controlling his weight. That's someone who is not dedicated to the sport of football and does not take it seriously. You get through all of those, concerns, and you get to the fact that he's a nose tackle. He's a two-down player who averaged 34 and a half snaps per game at the college level. This is not a guy who can be on the field 60, 70 snaps a game to make an impact. So to take a two-down player who's only going to play 40, 50% of the snaps at best with your 38th pick in the Titans situation, they don't have another pick until 106. You had Cooper DeJean. You had Kool-Aid McKinstry on the board. Heck, I would even take a character concern like A.D. Mitchell out of Texas at this point. Chris Braswell is an edge rusher from Alabama. There were just so many great options on the board for the Titans at positions of need they could have taken that they passed on. And that doesn't even take into account a trade back that they possibly could have made to collect some more picks in the top 100 and fill these other needs that they desperately have on defense to preach all season that we want people who love football. We want people who are about it, blah, blah, blah. And then to pick T'Vondre Sweat at 38, it just is absolutely maddening from my perspective. I give the pick a D-. I mean, if we're going to be positive here, T'Vondre Sweat is an absolute monster of a human being. I mean, he's 6'4", 360 pounds. But the arms aren't super long at 33 inches. The hands, big at 10. But, I mean, and he doesn't play with a ton of power in the pass rush for a guy that big. So there are just so many concerns here. I do not understand the selection. I'm very disappointed with what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, well, you know what, Tyler? You did show some optimism. You didn't give him an F for more on the Titans.
Right.
Subscribe to Locked On Titans on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Now, Spencer, Tyler had a lot to say about Sweat, but there's something that the Titans saw that made them want to go after the D tackle from Texas. What do you think the Titans saw to make them take a chance on him?
Oh, he's a space eater. He's a run stuffer. You heard Tyler talk about 380 pounds. I don't know if you can play at that weight in the NFL. You probably need to get that down, 20, 30 pounds to the 350, 360 range. But that is what his body type is. It's someone who is just there to swallow up double teams, clog space, and he's just a difficult guy to move. You look at this Texas team and their run to the college football playoff and losing the Sugar Bowl to Washington this past year. Their two interior defensive linemen, one of whom was T'Vondre Sweat, they were the reason that defense was so much better than it has been in years past. It started up front, and Sweat has got the physicality to play in the NFL. He's got the size, but the question will be whether he's able to put it all together to be a great defensive tackle.
Yeah, some questions still out there indeed. For continuing coverage of the 2024 NFL Draft, subscribe to Locked On NFL on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.